Hello, everyone. My name is Para, and if you would allow me, I'd like to have a little bit of a conversation with you. Um, a frank one, to be exact. Um, the gameplay you're seeing is of no consequence. It's literally just some stuff I recorded for the sake of this video. Um, this video is also very unscripted. I have an idea of things I want to talk about, and I'm probably going to waffle, so feel free to stick this on in the background while I just talk for the next 10 minutes at most, I think. um, First of all, Happy New Year. I know it's mid to late January at this point, but if you haven't noticed, I haven't been around. I haven't been around for a lot of the new year. Um, I did one stream in the new year for new Trackmania stuff, and if you were there for that, you might have noticed that I wasn't in the best of mental states. Anyone who's been around the stream long enough knows that I do have struggles with my mental health, and that's why I usually take quite big breaks. That, and I'm ludicrously busy with real life stuff. However, with current situations, I have a lot of free time on my hands, and that's where this comes in. This is a video to sort of lay out my plans and commitments for 2025. And they're probably a little bit different from what I've done in previous years, and it's probably a little different from what people might expect. So let's start with the biggest thing, I guess. Streaming. I'm not quitting, but I've come to realize in recent months or the past year or so that my enjoyment of streaming has been waning. I'm quite a results based person, and obviously, when I look at growth on one hand, it's not doing the best. I get moments of excitement because all of a sudden people start coming to the stream and all of that, and then there's a lot of downtime, and there's going to be. However, um, the way I've kind of come to look at it isn't just because of numbers. It's more just a general passion for it. I like streaming, but I can't do it multiple times a week. I just can't. I've tried, and I've tried to set up a schedule, and I've tried to do that kind of commitment, but it doesn't work. Not for me. And that goes into the second point, which I'll get to in a minute. But long story short, TLDR, I'm going to be doing one stream a week at most. And it'll probably be on a weekend, probably a Saturday. It might be a longer one, but I'm only going to do it one day a week unless there's something special that I want to do and something that I want to work on. And this will probably stay in place until I feel more comfortable with it. Second point, and second thing I want to talk about is that commitment, really. I've struggled with schedules and commitment for a very, very long time. And it's been something of a struggle for me that I've not really known how to deal with, really not known what the problem is. But I think now is the right time for me to really pursue looking into that medically. I have fought with myself constantly over getting simple things done and suffering from severe mental, like, memory issues that have really impacted me in the short and long term. So I've kind of been looking into options of pursuing diagnoses for, I think it could be ADHD, something like that, but I don't know, and I'd rather talk to a professional and find out about that. But I don't also want to do nothing stream wise or content wise because I have some really cool ideas. Thank you to everyone who watched my movie, Down the Rabbit Hole in November time. That was a huge project, something I worked on mainly alone. And that was one of the big guiding principles or guiding forces behind me looking into diagnosis and talking to a doctor, because the process that I went through to fight myself to finish it was a lot. And I don't want to go through that again. I want to be able to work on really cool stuff like that, and I want it to show, because I can see the shortfalls in it. I can see the things that went wrong with it. I can see the things that I do differently. And I know that I won't really be able to do those things that much differently unless something changes with my lifestyle. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But what does that mean for you guys? What does that mean for content in general? And what does it mean for things like fastest available route? And what does it mean for things like the project I mentioned at the end of the movie? Looking Glass. Sorry, see what I mean? I couldn't even remember the name of it. Looking Glass is still happening, and it's something that I'm kind of working on behind the scenes. It's not going to be the same as the movie. It's going to be something very different, and I'm hoping for it to be a way to challenge myself in new ways. I also want to do more music videos. The first music video I did for my character was such a big thing for me, and everyone really loved it, and I'd love to do more of those. So I'm going to focus on doing those things. I'm going to focus on my creative side. I'm going to get back to writing. I'm going to get back to working on music videos. I'm going to start expanding my skill set and getting to things that I want to do more of. You're probably going to see a video essay from time to time. I'm actually working on one right now called Horror Games or Horror Media Doesn't Have to Be Scary, which sounds counterintuitive, but I promise by the time that video comes out, I hope to convince you. But that's the point of them, right? The other one I'm working on is an Elden Ring one, which I've been working on since before Shadow of the Erdtree came out, which is about the cycle of abuse and how Elden Ring's story portrays abuse and how it affects its victims, which is something that is very personal to me, and I hope to do that one justice as well. I think I want to do some other ones as well. I have some ideas, not stuff that I really want to talk about now, just because I don't know. I don't want to make any promises. But yeah, so let's kind of conclude a little bit and talk about what the full conclusion for things to be in 2025 for me, the channel, and streaming are going to be. So, as I said, streaming will be reduced to 1 day a week at most. There will be weeks where they're not, simply because I'm a busy person. I'm exercising more. I'm having a life outside of content creation, and it's made me unreasonably happy in ways that I really need to address more. So, yeah, streaming 1 day a week. I'm going to be pushing to get out at least one creative project on YouTube at least once a month. When it comes to Looking Glass, that might be a little bit more frequent once that's in for production, which it really is nowhere near being. I think that'll probably be closer to the same time as Rabbit Hole was. But that doesn't mean there's going to be nothing about it. In fact, I think in the next week or so, you'll see some little teasers and concepts that I'm working on, and I'd like to share those with you as well. So yes, once a month there'll be something cool and creative coming out, and a little bits in between of teasers and things, and streaming once a week. That's what I think it's going to be going forward. And I'll do another one of these probably once a month, just to check in, like a little audio diary. But awkward silences aside, I want to say thank you for everyone who's supported all the cool stuff I've been working on, and I hope that you guys will continue to look forward to things I'm working on in the coming months. Writing and creative things like this are my passion, and I hope that you'll enjoy them. And don't worry, the Trackmania stuff isn't going anywhere. I just kind of want to do it a different way. So, yes, thank you very much. I love you all. My name is Para, and I'll see you through the looking glass.